Welcome to BuildingCredibility.com, Treasure Valley's most insightful construction resource. Meet the builders that influence design and innovation of homes across Treasure Valley. Listen in as they tell their story, differentiate their company from other builders, and tell us why we should buy a home from them. Stick around.
Good afternoon, this is Trey again. Welcome to BuildingCredibility.com series called Build Idaho, where we can meet the builders that influence design and innovation of homes across Treasure Valley. Today we have the opportunity to sit down with Chip Kinzler of Kinzler Builders and Development. Let's start in, and Chip, the first question is, what are your credentials and what are your qualifications?
I have been in the construction trade for nearly 20 years. I worked for a couple different builders while I was going to college, and I also worked as a roofing subcontractor, and I got some experience doing that. And then after I graduated from college, I started my own company in 1997. So I've been building custom homes for about 10 years.
And how come you started your own company? Why'd you decide to become a builder?
I just love what I do. I just love working with my hands. I'm on the job site all the time, and I do a lot of my own building. So the reason that I started a building company is because I don't like to be stuck doing one thing all the time. I like to be doing several different aspects of my own construction projects.
And tell me a little bit about your experience presently. You have been a past president of the BCA. You're also a future president of the BCA again.
I have been a huge proponent of the Building Contractors Association for the past 7 or 8 years. I've been a member, and I've been on the board of the Snake River Valley Building Contractors Association for 5 or 6 years now, and I was the past president in 2005, and I am currently sitting as the first vice president, and in 2009 I will be the president again. So that really, I think stands out as part of my understanding and my beliefs for the industry as a whole.
Cool.
And another area that is really important to me, and it's really becoming important to everybody, is the energy aspect of the homes. I'm a member of the 100% Energy Star Builders in Idaho. And there's lots of companies out there that have built Energy Star homes, but there's only 20 builders in Idaho that have committed to be 100% Energy Star. To move forward in that is a huge importance to me.
So tell me what else differentiates your company from other builders across Treasure Valley.
Well, probably the biggest difference that you'll see in the relationships that I form with my clients. I have a really close, not just client-builder relationship, but by the time we're done with the house, we're as good of friends, as you can be. Everybody that I've built a house for, probably in the past 10 years, I could go and knock on their door, and we could sit down and have a conversation about just about anything. That's how close I become with my clients while we're building the house. On a regular basis, I talk to my clients almost every day during the build job process. And getting to know my clients as well as I do allows me the position to be able to help them make decisions on things that I think will help them in their everyday lives. Functionality of the houses that I build is a huge aspect for my clients on an everyday basis.
So on that note, I know one of the things that also makes you different is when I would come to visit you on the job site for delivering product back then, you are there and you've got a tool belt on.
Yeah, that is one aspect of my business that makes me really different, I think, is that I'm a very hands-on builder. There's not I don't want to say there's not a whole lot of builders that actually strap on the tool belts and do their own work, but it's a fairly small percentage, and that's how I've really based my business from the get-go, is that in every house that I've built in 10 years except for one, I have done all my own finished carpentry. And I have, become to a point. I've come to a place where it's just not one of those things that I'm willing to give up to a trade contractor, because I just love doing it, number one. And number two, I just haven't been able to find somebody that can come in and please me as well as I as I want to see.
And that must be true, because I know for a fact that you've been very successful as a builder, not only on the business side of things, but on the award side of things. So tell us some of the awards that you've won over the past years that you're most proud of.
Well, I've been in the parade of homes several years, but I would have to say that the absolutely the best awards that I have won over the last 7 or 8 years having houses in the parade of homes are the awards called the Builder Choice Awards. And the reason that I picked that to be the most proud of is because those are my peers that are coming through the house and saying, this is the best house in the category according to us. And those are the guys that are out there every day, in the grind, building houses with me.
That's cool.
And that's that's the award that makes me the most proud.
So if other builders think you do a good job, maybe that's a good indicator that someone should do business with you.
I would have to say that's a pretty good indication.
So on that note, bottom line, why should someone consider building a home with Kinzler Builders and Development?
That's a good question, Trey. One of my selling points when I'm in my initial meetings with my clients is that I don't do a really great job of selling myself. My product sells itself. When you come into my houses, and I can't really explain it greatly, but I've heard it several times where people will come through and they'll be looking around and they can't pinpoint it. They just say, this just seems to be better than the other stuff we're looking at. I have a great attention to detail on every aspect of the building process, from the foundation all the way through the very last walkthrough. And building a house second rate is something that is just not acceptable to me.
So it's just there. You can't feel it, you can't touch it, but you can just sense it.
You can sense it, and with all the different aspects that are in a house, with all the attention to detail, you can see it, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly what it is because there's just so many aspects that you're looking at. And I've heard it from several people that walk through my houses. It's just hard to find something wrong.
There's nothing wrong with not being able to describe greatness. And on that note, we're going to give you one last chance. Your company's name is Kinzler Builders and Development. You can be reached at
208-880-1705.
And for those that are technically inclined, we could also email you.
chip@kinzlerbuilders.com, or you can go to my website, which is www.kinzlerbuilders.com.
We thank you for sticking around.